really gently to start with. We're just going to work on opening through the hip joints. So begin by drawing the knee up to the ceiling, open it out to the side just as far as you can go, be really gentle with yourself, and then slide the foot down. And we're going to repeat this just to open up through the hip joint, allow the fluid to flow around in the socket, and just get used to using the momentum. So if you can go a little bit deeper as you get more familiar with the movement, you're welcome to go for it. Otherwise, just take it really gently and slowly. And then we reverse it. So this time, draw the knee up on the floor, lift it up to the ceiling, and then slide it back down towards the edge, towards to meet the other foot. And then again, just the same thing, just repeating it. Just taking your time with it if it's a little bit of a complicated movement. If you're not that familiar with moving the body this way, just take it easy. And then start to draw the knee into the chest. Hold it here. And just start to draw the knee just as close as you can, just gently using a little bit of tension. And remembering to breathe. So if you find that you're going through this and you start to hold the breath, just come back out of it. Give yourself permission to let go and release, and don't go so deep into the stretch. And then go into the stretch a little bit deeper on the breath. So now just start to rotate that leg in towards the chest. Perhaps doing 3 or 4 circles one way, and then 3 or 4 circles the other way. There's really no set sequence, just whatever feels good for you and your body. And then from here you can start to draw the knee a little bit closer, start to stretch the foot. So if you can, catch the soles of the feet with your hands. Otherwise, you can use the Imperium strap. And I've got a t-shirt handy, so just make a strap, and then you can extend the arms by wrapping something around the sole of the foot, and then just see if you can work on, as you exhale, just gently straighten the leg. And then from here, we're going to start to desensitize the nerve. So it's pretty simple. You just start to stretch out through the hamstring and start to pull the straight leg, or just make it as straight as you can. Just start to pull it closely towards the chest, straightening it out just gently, and then bending it. Going through this, just a little bit of a gentle flow, 3 or 4 times again, just working a little bit deeper into the stretch. And remembering again, if you do start to hold your breath, you can be really aware of it. Just notice what the breath is doing and how you're breathing and how deep the breathing is. So perhaps exhale again. Start to lengthen the exhale as you start to hold the stretch a little bit more. Perhaps bending the knee, taking a 3 count inhalation, and then exhale for 6 counts. Just a slow and controlled. So you're really working the breath to move into the stretch. And this calms the parasympathetic nervous system of the body. So it's a very vital tool that you can use. And then when you're ready, we're just going to take that leg out to the side. And again, this is opening up the hips. Only go as far as you can. If you're using the strap, again, just extend it out. And then from here, again, using the breath. So inhale, bringing it closer towards the side of the body, the foot closer towards the face on the exhale. So lengthening the exhale, letting it go on the inhale, perhaps for 3 counts, and then slowly go into it a little bit deeper on the exhale. You can use the hands, use whatever tools you have as a self-assist, and then just repeat the process. Another thing you can do, if you do have the strap, you can wrap it around, place it on the ball of the foot, like that, and then you can point the ball of the foot into the strap. So again, just working that stretch through the calves, mainly through the calves, depending on how flexible you are or how straight you have the leg. And then just really working the breath. Just taking your time. And then from here, we're going to take it to the opposite side. So this time we're going to cross it over the body. And again, same idea. Going out of it a little bit on the inhalation, going deeper into it on the lengthened exhale. And the idea here is that you just keep both shoulder blades on the floor. So you're also going for that twist in the spine. And again, pointing and flexing the toes into the strap if it's available to do so. And then just really noticing the breath. taking time to create space in the body is the key to stretching. And then when you're ready, you're going to do that on the other side. So draw the knee in towards the chest. Start, you can circle it here 3 times one way and then 3 times the other way. And then we're going to go for that tree variation. So draw the foot to the bottom of the mat, bend it up, open it up to the side, and then sweep it down the mat. Again, repeating the movement, just opening up through the hip, allowing the fluid to flow freely into the joint, just preparing the body for what's to come, going into those deeper stretches. And then when you reverse it, draw the knee up along the floor this time as you rotate it to the ceiling, and then slowly slide the foot down to meet the other one. So again, repeating the sequence, just taking it nice and slow, starting to focus in on the breath again. And then notice at what point do you start to lose the breath, if you lose it. When things start to get a little bit tense, when you start to really work into the tightness, into the sensation of the stretch. So just make sure you keep breathing through it, circling through, and then when you're ready, catching on with your t-shirt strap, whatever you have, if you need it, to extend just to become, so it becomes an extension of the arms. And then going for that foot point, you can start to slowly draw the knee in towards the armpit. The other option you can do is you can bend that supporting knee up to make it a little bit easier to start with, and then slowly just start to work the leg out long. So you have your options you can try, but at the end of the day, just do what works for you and your body, and do what makes it feel good, so that you want to keep trying, keep working this stretch sequence. And then from here, again, noticing if you want to, you can start to massage through the back of the hamstrings just to release it, or encourage that release, or at least just make it feel beneficial. And then pulsing, stretching and pointing the feet, using the breath to push into the hand, create that resistance as you inhale, pushing the foot away, and then exhale, bringing the foot closer towards you on the exhale. Again, push into the hand on the inhale, and then exhale, perhaps a 6 to 8 count exhalation, going a little bit deeper if you can. It may take some time, but as long as you're persistent, you may be surprised with how easy it is to, or how quickly the benefits of stretching occur. Then when you're ready, taking the foot out to the side, again, if you have the strap, you can start to pulse the foot into the strap, really working through the hamstrings, straightening the leg. As you inhale on this side, this variation, you really want to keep the hip down. So if you're lifting the hip to compromise, to allow the foot to go and land on the floor, just see if you can keep the foot hovering in the air, and then really focus on keeping the hip square as you work the flexibility. Same idea, keeping both shoulder blades flat on the mat. And then when you're ready, bringing the foot over across the body. So again, same idea, shoulder blades flat on the mat. Stretch and point the foot as you inhale and exhale. And then perhaps finding that resistance, so pushing that foot into the hand on the inhale, and on the exhale, pulling it closer, pulling it up higher, just making sure that both shoulder blades are flat on the mat. Again, dropping it down, taking away the sensation on the inhale, finding that resistance between the hand and the foot, and then exhale, going into it on that long, slow exhalation. And then when you're ready, you can just bring the soles of the feet together, and then just relax. You can start to open up through the hips. If it feels good for you, you can sit up, and then you can start to work. This time we're going to work a little bit of flexibility in, up, in the back. So we're going to do seated cat-cows with open butterfly version. If there's any other version you want to sit on while you do this, you're welcome to do so. And then from here, just really round out through the shoulder blades, drop the chin towards the chest. Find that release, pushing the shoulder blades as far away from each other as possible. And then interlace the fingers behind your back if possible. Start to lift them up and away from the shoulders. And you can release the throat, lifting the chin to the ceiling. Remembering to keep breathing. And then again, so bringing this into a little floor, you can either interlace the fingertips away from each other. Press the shoulder blades as far apart as you can. Find that release. And then interlacing the fingers, opening up through the chest, lifting the neck to the ceiling. And then when you're ready, we're going to come into 90-90. So this is front leg at a 90-degree angle, back leg at a 90-degree angle, and then depending on how flexible you are, you may want to sit up on something. So you can use a roller if you're at the gym. Just anything with a little bit of height so that you can sit on it to feel comfortable if you can't get that low on the floor, which not many people can. But once you arrive in your comfortable seat, you can start to rotate the hip back and forth as you inhale and exhale. And then when you're ready, taking it on the other side, you can do this transition, the horse pose transition. Just slowly draw the knees towards the floor as you rock gently back and forth, windshield wipering them. Then when you're ready, releasing over onto the other side. So again, coming into a 90-90 on the other side. And then just work a little bit of movement here as you inhale and exhale. So that's about it. If you want to come for a little bit more of a stretch, if you still have anything left in you, you can start to drop the forehead towards the floor and just, you don't have to go all the way down. And then just find the pulse. It's often easier to find movement within the stretch, but you're welcome to hold it for longer and just really focus on the breath. Perhaps using the inhale to come out of it, and again lengthening the exhale as you just find stillness in the posture. And then as you become more loosened up with the muscles, you can start to draw the heels in towards the pelvis. And then just really work on using the elbows to press the knees wide as you exhale, and then coming into that gentle forward fold. So there's a lot more stretching that you can do. Probably we didn't really get into so much of the back body and the twisting, but if you want to continue this series, just let me know if you want any more tips and ideas, and hopefully you found